Hello, all you lovely internet people. Today we are talking about how to confirm your faith. So here's how you confirm your faith. You take everyday life and then you assure yourself that absolutely everything that happens is because of your relationship with God. You start with God as your conclusion and then you build all the evidence around it. Sounds fun, right? There's a name for this and it's called confirmation bias. So let's look at some situations and some alternative ways to interpret them. Going to the doctor and being healed in a normal way. God did it through doctors, but God did it. He used the doctors, but God did it. God told the doctors how to do it, or God gave the doctors the brain to get the education. The doctors did it, but God did it through the doctors. God did it. God. Medical science. A pretty quick healing. God escalated that healing. It may not have been anything super crazy, but it was a little faster than normal. Therefore, God stepped in. God is still on his throne. God is doing stuff. God's on the move. Woo! Sometimes people heal faster than other people. We all respond differently to medical treatment. It's very normal. It's just life. Finances. Make it rain. Anyway, here's an example from my life. The other day, I got a check for $400 and some. If I were still a good church attending, tithing Christian, I would say that check came from God because I've been tithing and that is God rewarding me for doing my part with my finances. And it would make me feel awesome. Be like, I'm giving my money to the church and God's giving back and the Bible is true because the Bible teaches us that we need to tithe and hallelujah. The reality is I refinanced my car and one bank bought the loan from another bank and then logistics, and then there was a $400 difference somewhere, somehow, and then that $400 came to me. Very normal, regular, everyday bank mumbo jumbo. I got some money. You know what? Sometimes I lose money. Sometimes I make money. It happens. Coincidences, also called coinkydinks. God is talking to me. That's definitely what this is. God is talking to me right now. That's exciting. He's telling me something. He's telling me something. I'm listening. I'm listening. Probability. It happens to non-believers as well. Sometimes we have coincidences. Finding love. God led me here. This is what God wants. God put us together. This will be a holy relationship. I know that we're together because God has said so. He has appointed it. This is a match made in heaven. This will be a great team for the Lord. I tried. I hung out with friends who had single ladies or single dudes, depending on your gender or whatever you like, whatever makes you happy. Or I got on Plenty of Fish and I looked for somebody I was compatible with. And here we are. Losing love. God took them away from me. Or maybe it's because I was impure. We were impure. We touched each other. Or maybe God is strengthening me. Or God is testing me. No, I think God took them away from me. This is because of God. I've done something wrong. Oh, I need to put my relationship with God first. I was too attached to them. This is God strengthening me. It's going to make our relationship better. Me and God is my number one. Yeah, this is probably for the better. We were incompatible. She lost interest in me. I played too much Pokemon Go and didn't listen to what she said or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention when she told me about it. No believer wants to lose their faith. So, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, I believe very strongly that people who follow a belief system will take everything they can from everyday life and they use that to confirm what they believe, just to make themselves stronger and to try to make sense of everything, because we all need answers and we all just have to be right. We can't come face to face with the fact that maybe we're wrong. I've been there. It sucks. This whole feeling of, hey, well, oh man, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've spent years following something that doesn't make sense, and now I've come to realize that, and all that time and all that effort, and I'm not gonna freak out. I'm not gonna freak out. I have been picking on Christianity quite a bit in my videos because that was a big point of my YouTube channels, to take the things about Christianity that have bothered me forever and to point them out and to talk about them and get people like yourself talking about them. But in all fairness, it's not just Christians and probably not even just religious people of whatever type. I think that people do this in all kinds of different ways, and it's really hard to just step back and do the best you can to not take a biased perception of the world. That's what I've tried really hard to do, and I'm sure I'm not doing the best job, but I've taken a step back and I try to look at everything and just see what makes the most sense without having something that I'm trying to prove. And I want to challenge you, no matter what you believe, whether it's some sort of religion or political view or anything, take a step back, forget everything you know, look at the arguments on one side and look at the arguments on the other side and just see what makes the most sense. That's actually how I became a non-believer in Christianity. Things had bothered me so long that I took a step back. I tried to clear my mind and I looked at both sides. And here I am. So whatever you believe, whether it's, a religion or a political view or anything else, maybe it'll change. Maybe you could just take a step back and try it. So it'll be fun. Yay! Everybody loves fun. So the things I've talked about so far were just life situations which are open to interpretation. We're all welcome to interpret things however we want. But here's where it gets really fun. We can also take facts and make them confirm what we already believe. It's awesome. Here's an example. There are a lot of really smart people who believe in Darwinian evolution. They have their facts, they have their reasons, they can put together this cool presentation, they can explain it to you, and it can all make sense, and they can use science, and it's really cool, and it's really educational, and they must be right. Then there are other people, and it's not as popular, but I have seen really good presentations, really good speeches, really good scientifical reason to not believe in Darwinian evolution. I watched this guy on YouTube just not too long ago, and he was really convincing. It was a wonderful argument, and he did a great job. And if I were to start with a completely blank slate, and I watched brilliant people prove Darwinian evolution, I would believe it. But if I were a blank slate, and I had never seen people prove it, and I had just watched this other guy and other people that I've seen disprove it with their science and their facts, then I would believe them. So, two opposing theories, and they're both proven with fact. So whatever you want to believe, you just pick it, and then you watch those videos that confirm what you already want to believe, and then you're right, with facts and science. It's amazing. Here's another good one. Global warming. Oh, we all like to talk about global warming. I have seen bunches of videos and read stuff about how global warming's a thing. Earth's getting all warm, and now all the polar bears are dead. They're all dead. Okay, they're not all dead, but I don't think they're very happy right now. I never talked to a polar bear, but point is, it can be proven. It's fact. But then I watched this other guy, and he proved that global warming wasn't real. And I'm seeing some other people do it too, not just one dude. Read stuff about it. Oh, it's not real. And here's why. Here's all these numbers. Here's all this weather information. Here's all these temperatures and blah, 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 blah. Global warming is not really happening. It's not a thing. And again, if I started out a blank slate and I watched Bill Nye talk about global warming, I'd be like, oh man, global warming, we should probably do something about that. Seems kind of bad. But if I were a blank slate and I had never heard anything about global warming being real, and I were just to watch these videos and read these articles about how global warming is not real, I would be like, oh hey, what's this global warming business? That's stupid. Why is everybody thinking that the Earth's getting all warm and such? Global warming. Tooth fairy, global warming, Santa. Not a big deal. It's not real. So again, we can take whatever we want and we can find our facts for it. So whatever you want to believe, just start with your foundation and then shape the world around it. You're right. I'm right. We're all right. Here's another really fun example. Those who believe that ancient aliens are responsible for pretty much every cool structure from the past and pretty much everything that's ever happened ever. By the way, they're correct. If you don't believe that aliens are responsible for everything, you're wrong. I'm right. Anyway, they look at all of the evidence through the filter of it being aliens. There are probably some pretty good explanations about the world and how things have come to be other than aliens, although they do have really, really, really good points on a lot of things. There is some cuckoo mixed in there. But they look at everything the way they want to believe it, and then they present it as evidence. They present it all as true, and they do, I think, a pretty good job at being convincing that everything is aliens. So again, we start with what we want to believe, and then we build everything else around it. Confirmation bias. So whatever you believe, I challenge you to try to take a non-biased look at it, whether it be religion or politics or the ancient world or conspiracies. I like conspiracies. Or anything else. Just try to take a non-biased look at it, and maybe you'll change your mind a little bit. Maybe you'll learn something. I've learned a lot. Maybe you'll end up right back where you were. But any which way you look at it, if you end up back where you were, then you've just confirmed what you believe even more. So don't be afraid to look at it that way. Don't be afraid to challenge what you believe. I believe it makes us smarter as humanity, and I believe it does the world some good for us all to challenge ourselves every day to become smarter. So let's all get more gooder at thinking on things with smartness and reading on them books and interwebs. And now we all know everything about the stuff. So as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching my channel. I appreciate every view. I appreciate every subscriber. If you would, share this on your social media. And if you want to subscribe, that would be awesome. Follow me on my other social media. I do the Snapchats and the Instagrams and the Faceplace and the whatever the people are doing these days on the old internet. So thank you for being here, and you're wonderful. And
Oh, Lord, what are you trying to tell me right now? Oh, it hurts so bad.